Drove myself 45 minutes to the ER. I literally walk in within like an hour. They've called my sister, my next of kin, and they go, "You're going into sepsis." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They go, you have gotten so sick. We don't know like what we're gonna do now, but it's like the end. What are you on about? Like, I was just healthy, happy, thriving, living life. I had over 15 doctors watching my case. Long story short, I ended up living 3 months in hospital. I couldn't shower, couldn't speak. In the middle of it all, I'm running an empire and nobody knows. It's a mental thing. If you're going to sit there and constantly be like, I'm sick, you're going to get worse. But if you say, I'm stronger, like I don't have time, let's go. Okay, cool, whatever it is, there's a solution.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Elevate with Vic and Juls.
So we've created this podcast to showcase our journey through entrepreneurship, as well as having multiple businesses, 2 kids under 3, and all of the raw stories behind it.
Now that we've done 1 season of just us on the microphone, we've decided to invite some friends to season 2 who are all incredible entrepreneurs, and they will be joining us on the couch to share their journey and their learnings along the way. And we think you're going to love it.
So if you like what you're hearing, make sure that you like us, follow us, as well as share us to your friends and family, so we can continue to grow and do what we do.
Thanks, everyone. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Elevate with Vic and Juls. And we are absolutely honoured to have the incredible Dialla Merie with us in the studio today, who is, by the way, on the incredible honour of the Business Elite List 40 under 40, which is absolutely amazing. And we can't wait to unpack her story with us. So welcome, Dialla.
Hi guys, thank you for having me here today.
Thank you for spending your time with us. We know how busy you are. You've got an incredible story and we can't wait to unpack and share it with our audience. Let's start from the very beginning.
Let's go.
You are an absolutely incredible entrepreneur with multiple businesses. Off camera, you just told us that you acquired another one at the end of last year. But tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Okay, so thank you firstly for having me on. It's an honour to sit with you both. You're super inspiring. So I'm, like you said, Dialla Merie, multi-award winning entrepreneur, business investor and primary founder and principal for Merie Capital Group, my private equity firm. And in my recent 2 years, I've scaled from 1 company to 10 and currently in the middle of publishing a children's book.
Oh my gosh.
It's been crazy.
That's incredible. From 1 company to 10 with your own private equity firm.
Thank you.
Like, which company do we pick to talk about? I feel like you are known definitely for perhaps your first business. Am I right in saying King of Paws is your first company?
Yeah, so the first OG company would be Roadrunner, which I grew up in, which was the tobacco field with my parents, importing, exporting, wholesaling. But the one that's really personal to me, and it's really cheeky to say, but it is my favourite, which is King of Paws, because it's my late dog Peekaboo's legacy. It just means a lot, and I absolutely love to talk about and share and the whole journey of King of Paws. So
Yeah, I think we need a deep dive into that.
Tell us how it all started.
So the way it started was, imagine, let's go back in time, and it's just before COVID, and everybody knows how COVID affected Melbourne, let alone the world. So I went away with my cousin to Europe, and while we were there, as you are, you're in Europe living your best life, summer, I got everybody souvenirs, and then I'm like, okay, but my dog needs a present. And everyone's like, what on earth are you going to buy your dog from Europe? I'm like, he's my favorite. Like, I have to get him something. So I would shop around and everything was like not up to his standard. I'm like, he's a king. Like, there's no way I'm getting him this. Like, he needs something bougie, something that if I want it, he would want it. Nothing met my standards. Now, being Middle Eastern background, my mum's obsessed with Versace, the designer brand. So at home, we had Versace couches, and we came back to Melbourne, and I hadn't bought Peekaboo anything. And to run a little cheeky prank on my mum, I did like a designer parody off Etsy. Like, I designed it myself, which is a fake like Medusa on a tank for my dog. And I'm like, this is what you get. This is like your version of a Europe gift. And I put him on it, and I put him on the couch. I took a photo, and then everybody went nuts online. Like, it wasn't even anything. It was just meant to be a present for him. Like, you know, I came from overseas. Mum was been away for weeks and I wanted to just make a joke with my mum. And then everybody loved the whole designer parody. I said, hold up. I think I've got an idea. And my mum's like, what is it? And I said, I want to open up a pet brand. And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, I want luxury items for my dog. COVID happened.
Yeah.
So I was working in like a 4x4 meter dining room in my parents' house. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into because before that I was working with DHS. So coming from a complete different background, I studied event management and marketing at uni. So once again, it's a complete different field, even though I did grow up in the tobacco industry. So I self-taught myself how to do a website, looked up suppliers, did my first order, and I created Australia's largest designer parody toy brand, which is like Sniffany & Co. and Poochie and Chewy Vuitton and Barkery. And like it was just like all these fun, quirky things for your dog where it would turn heads, it'll be talk of the town, it's funny, and it's also like high-end bougie for your dog.
Yeah.
And that's how it started, the whole journey of King of Paws. And then from there, I had a property, we sold it and I bought a warehouse. So I put it all onto my warehouse. And I had 7 failed grand openings for King of Paws because of COVID lockdown.
Right.
I never expected us to scale the way we did. We started off, like I said, just designer parody, but then I didn't become essential. How am I going to make myself essential in order to have this grand opening? If you have drinking festivals back then and food and treats, you became an essential because a dog needs to eat. So we made King of Paws treats. And then we started adding King of Paws beds. And then it was just adding and adding and adding in order to be able to open up. Like I've sold my house for this business and for this warehouse. Like I have to make this happen. And then from there we grew our online community. So we started forming a little tribe, which was so cute. And then exactly 4 years ago from Jan this year, we turned 4 and we've been there ever since, and we've opened up in multiple places now.
Wow.
Incredible.
That is incredible. I love the idea of, no, we have obviously looked at your website. When we first met you, we heard about King of Paws. We were like, scroll. We don't have a dog, but if we did.
We got cats.
We got cats.
We sell for cats too.
There you go. I might need to get some poochies and whatnot. I just absolutely love that inspiration came from something that was just purely meant to be a moment for you and your beloved dog that has now become a sensation and obviously is a kickstart to your incredible empire that is now. Tell us what made you, like to hear that you decided to sell your house, right?
Yes.
And literally use that money to go all in on a business concept.
Yeah.
Like what made you come to that point where you're like, do you know what? I'm confident enough? Or was there confidence in that? Or was it more like, do you know what? I don't care. I'm going all in no matter what.
Well, I think I've got this thing where it's called like Delulu, where I live with the fairies sometimes, where like if I want something, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
And I would always rather know that I've tried than not do, because the one thing that would ever haunt me is the what ifs. Like that would drive me mad. So it's like, okay, I know I'm risking selling a house for a warehouse, but it doesn't work. But at least I can say I tried. And then if it goes, amazing. And if it didn't, it didn't. Like we just start again. It's not end of the world. But at least I know I tried, and you never know, that what if could be end up working out, and luckily for me it has.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, so if I didn't try, I wouldn't have known. Was I scared? Absolutely. When I speak about it out loud, it's like, you crazy person, you sold a house for a warehouse. But you know what? Let's get down to it. Worst comes to worst, you can sleep in your warehouse. Like, you can survive.
Yeah, like still an asset.
Yeah, exactly.
Still a roof over my head.
Yeah.
There's a kitchenette downstairs, a bathroom. We're good.
Yeah. It's
Let's
much bigger
go.
than what the house might have been.
It was.
And I've got heaps of products too.
Got aircon. I've got drinking vessels, pet beds. We're set. It's a 2-in-1 buy at this point.
I love that. I mean, I do want to kind of drill into it a bit further, because I think for our listeners, we've had a lot of service-based business join us. Obviously, we're a service-based company too, for majority of our companies that we own. I just want to know, like, from point of, I guess, hype of creating your first product to then deciding to sell the house and go and let's have a warehouse. Was there certain checkpoints where you're like, hey, I've got a big enough community or I've got enough sales, or what was the metrics that you saw that made you go, okay, this is it. I need to go large. Yeah.
I'm laughing because you're not ready for this answer. It was not even the sales. It wasn't anything. It was my mum and dad losing it at me saying, you've taken over the dining room. Where are we going to put all this stock? And I'm just like, I have no idea. Me and you both, like, we're in lockdown. It's me, you, and this stock. And then I literally got one of my dad's vans. One of the drivers came and we emptied the whole thing in order to move. It literally was, we were just outgrowing the space.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, storage unit, or do I make a complete world? Like, I love experiences, and that comes from my background in events. So I incorporated a lot into King of Paws. Like, I find any excuse to party, like I wait for our birthday, then I'm like, oh, let's run a charity event, or let's do puppy yoga or painting. Like, I literally find anything under the sun to have a party. So for me, experience was a really big one. So I knew that the day I left King of Paws for my parents' dining room, it's going to be a pet store, and it's going to be an experience that when they walk in, it's not just going into the local supermarket, grabbing anything off the shelf and doing like the cheap option. This is like, no, you come in, you've got marble floors, a whole doggy play area, an adoption wall, your dog gets treats, you get drinks. Like, it's a vibe. It's fun, and it's the way I'd want me and my dog to be treated.
Yeah.
So
wow. Okay.
that's the truth.
That is wild.
I'd love to deep down even further. Like,
Go for it.
starting a product business, and there's minimum order quantities, there's like stock that you're holding, there's you have to get that stock out the door and then reinvest that money into more stock. What was that journey to begin with? Like, what was your orders quantity? How did you then sell the stock? We've tried even ourselves, testing the grounds on trying to have our own products made and things like that, and didn't necessarily work out at times. So how did you make it work?
So a lot of it is also asking your community, what do you want? For me, because King of Paws is a personal company, I already kind of knew what the average pet owner wants. I know I want my dog to eat organic, healthy. I know I want him to be smelling delicious when he jumps on my bed, not like that wet dog. So when it came to the product, when it comes to quantities, absolutely. Some of them, it was like, okay, I need 10,000 of each one. Where on earth am I going to put 10,000 of each product when we've got like 40 different designer toys in a dining room? So that was the big reason. But then again, when it comes to treats, for example, I got to do like minimum order. And because now we're in multiple states, every state has a different niche. So people in Brisbane prefer one product over the people in Melbourne. So like, let's say they like chicken. In Melbourne, they like kangaroo. So it's also testing your market, seeing geographically what suits their needs. That's a really big thing. And honestly, straight up, just ask them, and you need to find a problem and you need to become the solution. So like a really big recent one is I created a grooming range with our partners up in Vegas called Bully Fit Productions. And we created a designer luxury perfume brand for pets, including a customized hairdryer, which is a 2-in-1 brush. Why did we create it? My dog was a Maltese Shih Tzu, 6-kilo fluff ball, hated the hairdryer, like terrified. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do to make my life and other pet owners' life easier? It's handheld, you're brushing, it's drying, and it's not loud, and it's lightweight. So that was like a solution. Came to perfume. Oh, I don't like the smell of perfumes, that misty, wet dog. It doesn't last. Okay, cool. Let's go into luxury perfumes for dogs. We did that. Then my dog got really sick and he got severe anxiety. I'm like, okay, how am I going to calm this dog down? Peekaboo was at end of life. And I realized a lot of our customers, when they had multiple dogs, when one passed away, for example, the other dog was stressing out. So then we came with a tranquility and anxiety spray. So we spray it on their bed and pillow, it calms them down. So finding a problem and you becoming the solution is like the biggest tip that I can give you. And it also becomes basically what keeps you different from your competitors out there in the product business. Yeah.
Wow. I think the question I have for you though is
Yeah.
your one business. We haven't even got to the other 9 companies yet. But for King of Paws, there's obviously so many SKUs. Like there's, the soft toys for your dogs. Now you're talking, and then, you moved into your food and then bedding, and now you're talking about perfume,
Yes.
hairbrush. They are all quite different products.
Yeah.
It makes sense in the sense of like, and we say this from a service lens as well, is like, how do we solve people's pain? Clearly for you, it's like, how do you solve, the problems that people have with their pets? But how do you go about then innovating in that sense of going, okay, now I need to go find a food manufacturer. Now I need to go find a perfumist to work out how to do this perfume. Like, is there a particular strategy that you put in place or a way of researching that has helped you kind of sort out all of these different partners that help you build this?
Yeah, so basically there's been a lot of times where what I want doesn't exist, like the grooming range, for example, and that hairbrush or the towel or the spray. So I do my research, I see what's out there. To say that I'm going to be the best in every single product, in every single category, I don't believe it. I think everyone could be amazing at multiple things, but to say the best, no. That's why King of Paws also, we supply other brands under our name. Like we stock other brands. Like we've got doggy beer and wine and cat beer and wine, which is like prebiotics. I'm not in the health sector. So I leave that to the professionals. So I know that stuff that I've used on my own dog, I would use it to sell it in our store and under our brand. So I research what I can, and then if I don't find something that I would personally use and like the best of the best for my late dog Peekaboo, I wouldn't sell it or put it under our brand and let other pet owners use it on their own pets because they're literally like family. So I just say if I research and I don't find what I want, I create it myself, and it's what I've done.
Yeah. Wow.
Awesome. I mean, are we ready to deep dive on the other companies?
Yeah.
I mean, tell us where you went from that one company now into the multiple. How did it all happen?
So I constantly get asked about King of Paws, like how did you scale? How did you expand? So we created recently last year a complete new company called King of Paws Academy, which is an online for pet entrepreneurs that want to get into the pet industry. They go online, it's self-paced and they get credited at the end. So we've got that extension from it. A really big one that we're currently working on, which is really fun, is Modular Sanctuaries, which is a new company up in Brisbane with my partner Susie. And it's super exciting, and that launches in a couple of weeks, and that is a story itself on how that began, if you're interested in hearing that one.
Definitely. Unpack it for
Go
us.
for it.
So 6 months ago, just to like put it out there, like we're moving. So we have a property like literally down the road from where we live right now, but our house at the moment is just really big and there's just me at home and my parents. So we're like, all right, let's downsize. My parents are getting older and eventually like I want to move out. So let's just move and downsize. So while we're moving, I'm like to my mum, can you just make sure there's room in the backyard? I want to put an ice bath and like a sauna. And she's like, Dialla, the council has already accepted like all the paperwork. We need permits and we can't just change the plan because you want an ice bath and a sauna in the backyard. I said, Mum, all I'm asking for is space for an ice bath. And it's really not that hard. She's like, and I'm telling you, we literally cannot change the plans anymore. They've already started demolishing and building. I'm like, challenge accepted. That's like an entrepreneur's dream when someone says no, it's like, bring it on.
Yeah.
So I'm standing in line ordering a coffee. I was away at a business trip and Susie, my business partner, was there with her husband and they were behind me in line and I was getting a coffee and I hung up the phone and I went, shh, and I turned around and I'm like, hey, and they go, hey, and I go, you work in modular homes? And they go, yeah, like they're like the best of the best in what they do. I said, how about if I get like a modular and I put an ice bath in it and a sauna and like a yoga retreat like space?
Yeah.
And they're like, we can easily do that. Like that is so easy for us to do. Like we do homes. There's no reason why we can't do that. Within like 7 minutes, we had a company together.
How?
I looked at them and I said, it has to be like under like the permit standards so the council don't say anything, this and that. And I walked into the room and I sat down. I'm like, I can't believe we just pulled the three of us together. Like, is this really happening? I got up and I spoke to my mentor and he was like, Dialla, this is like genius. Like, yes, go for it.
Yeah.
I called my mum up. I'm like, I figured out a way to get my ass up in sauna, and and the counts can't say anything.
Yeah.
And she was like, what do you mean? I said, I'm starting a company.
Yes.
And then behold, 6 months later, we've got the most amazing modular homes. We haven't even launched and we've already sold a couple. It's already almost an 8-9 figure company.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's gone like basically international. We've got people from everywhere interested in it.
Yeah.
And for us, it all came from the idea of two incredible souls that know their zone of modular homes, and my idea of just being stubborn, wanting an ice bath and a sauna. We combined our brains, and now Susie and I are launching in the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
And they're already made. We've already got some on site. They look incredible.
Cool.
And that's Modular Sanctuary. So that's one of my other companies.
Oh my goodness.
How good is that?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm telling you, I don't know how I end up in these situations,
Yeah.
but it's more so like if you want something and you're an entrepreneur and someone tells you no, it's like, okay.
I'm going to
Chel-
go find the solution.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's what I meant before
Yeah.
as well. When
Yeah.
someone says, well, like, how do you do it? It's like, just find what do you want? Like whatever you want. You can say, I want a machine that blow dries my hair and straightens it.
Yep.
Doesn't exist. Let's go. Let's make it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And just give it a go. You got
Yeah.
nothing to lose.
I'm so curious. Obviously, that sounds amazing. I'm like, maybe we need one.
We'll put one for you on the side.
yeah.
Done.
We
promise.
will sign up for one. But I'm so curious, what was little Dialla like? Like, you know, the young version of you. Have you always had this mentality of like, no is not the answer and finding your own solution? Like, what would your mum say?
As a child, very, very cheeky.
Yeah.
So I'm one of two girls. I'm older than my sister by 3 years, and we're very blessed in a sense. I used to have an older brother. He passed away at 1.5.
No.
He got really sick. So then it was me that was the eldest. So when I came, I was like the whole world to my parents. So I was like super, super spoiled. But we didn't come from money. My parents really struggled. So my dad was homeless. They've lost a child. My dad had like 4 jobs. So the first like couple of years of our lives, we lived in like commission housing and he wasn't around. And it wasn't until like I was 3 when my dad looked at my mum one day and he's like, enough is enough. Like we need the best for her. And that's where Roadrunner started. He literally bought a van that he used to have to try hot wire because it was so old. And he found essential items. Once again, what's a problem that you can solve? Things that don't get out of date. So he was selling like shampoo, shavers, tennis balls, like lighters. And he would run around to milk bars and sell them as wholesale on the road, hence Roadrunner, because he's running on the road.
Yeah.
And from there, he just started becoming like the number 1 wholesaler, and then he became like the biggest agent for Vic in Australia.
Wow.
And we ended up in the smoke accessories field. So for me as a child, I used to see all this happen around me. My parents have always enlisted in my little sister and I always be leaders and not followers. So if you want something, you go get it, because in the end, no one's going to come save you. Like you need to do things for yourself. And so, yes, you can have the support, but if you don't go do it, no one's going to do it. So my mum and dad raised us with that mindset. So as a kid, I used to go with my dad all the time on the road running in the van, and I used to hear all the business talk. And then as I got a little bit more older, we hit like 10, 11, I got taken out of school to go to like the Canton Fair in China, and I traveled and he used to take me to business meetings and show me how everything works. So he always had it in us that if you ever wanted to do something, do it for yourselves. And I grew up, but like me as a kid, I always was competitive. So like if I wasn't team captain of something, I'd have a sook. If I didn't win, it was rigged. And so even like when we had like the chocolate raffles, like I'd be like selling and hustling all around to all my cousins, like you need to buy these Freddo frogs. Like it's not like I'm not going to school Monday if it's not sold. So, and fun run book week. So I was always really competitive, and that was just because of the way that I was raised.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also being the eldest daughter after a son that had passed away. So I felt like I had the responsibility. I always had to lead, take care of your sister. And because mum and dad would travel a lot around the world for work, I took on the big responsibility of watch over your sister, make sure this, and watch over the companies in Australia while we're away for work. So it wasn't systems and processes back then. There was none of that. So it was all by hand and by books. And just recently, my parents got introduced to something called marketing, which my dad's like, I don't even know what social media is.
What is this?
He's the road runner.
He's like, what is it? It's all word of mouth. And I'm like, well, you can't tell like a milk bar now. There's like Amazon, Dad.
That is incredible. We didn't know that about you.
Yes. What an incredible, life journey when we're talking about like the hustle that brings the entrepreneur out of you, and that commitment that you and your family has been brought up to in terms of get what you want because no one else is going to save you, and that is such a unique aspect to an entrepreneur. Is what I find is like you do need that hustle, you do need that.
You need that drive.
That drive to say, if I don't have this, I want it, I'll make it happen.
I really love that. And I love the fact that your parents obviously brought you up in an environment of entrepreneurship, and that is like innately in you, clearly, to see your success now, because you're obviously very young. And the
32 years young.
And so the success you've had is absolutely inspiring for a lot of people who watch on, and obviously our listeners, they'll be incredibly inspired as well. But tell us, as we all know, entrepreneurship, there's the highs and then there's definitely the lows as well.
Absolutely.
And the challenges that, gets thrown our way every 30 minutes.
Every 2 minutes.
The fires that you have to put out. We obviously, as friends, know that you've been through some big challenges, particularly last year. Are you willing to share with us a little bit more about what happened?
Of course, it's you two. We're on the Elevate podcast.
Yeah. So tell us, and we obviously, as friends, didn't even realise this was happening.
Yeah.
For context, last year, we've known each other for a few years now and seen you're always so bubbly and always so competitive. We know that. We've done trips together and whatnot.
It's also very fun to be around.
Very, very fun. Always the life of the party. We
adore you too.
Yeah, never want to go home. Kind of things, the party still lives on.
Yep.
Absolutely.
At the end of the night. So, but we didn't realise this particular health scare actually happened last year. Can you share with us what went?
Yeah, so this came out of nowhere. So I was on a trip away with my mentor in Byron Bay last year. I think it was August, and living life, thriving, building, learning everything, private equity. So I was there. I flew back home, and then the next day I woke up feeling a little funny in the throat. I'm like, I must be coming down with something. Like, I'm traveling constantly, touring with my mentor. I'm like, I might just be run down. And of course, like, you add to the mix like family, friends, life. And I'm like, just tired. 2 days later, I got worse and worse, where like I literally couldn't swallow anymore. My neck was swelling. My left ear was killing me. My fever's above like 41 and a bit. Wow. And I went to my local GP. And I said, I'm not okay. Like, I'm really sick. And I hate going to the doctor and I hate medicine. Like, we're entrepreneurs. We don't have time to get sick. Like, I've got so much bigger things going on work-wise. And he dismissed me. So he's like, you're fine. It's a virus. Just go home. And I'm like, dude, like, no, like, I'm not okay. He's like, you don't need any medicine. Go home. And I've been taking like the Panadol and all the over-the-counter stuff, and nothing was working. 24 hours later, started to get like delirious, and my sister, bless her, she's got 3 under 3 at that point, and she was heavily pregnant, 9 months, and her husband was FIFO. So I said, I'm going to drive myself to the ER. And she's like, are you nuts? Like, you can't drive. And I'm like, no, like, I'll be fine being the person that I am. Bring it on, let's go. Drove myself 45 minutes to the ER. I literally walk in. Within like an hour, they've called my sister, my next of kin. My parents were overseas on a holiday, and they go, you're going into sepsis. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They go, you have gotten so sick. Your blood has gotten so infected. Your white cells are so bad. We don't know like what we're going to do now, but it's like the end. What are you on about? Like I was just in Byron Bay like 3 days ago, healthy, happy, thriving, living life. They started running tests. They had no idea. Eventually I got admitted in and I had over 15 doctors watching my case. Long story short, I ended up living 3 months in hospital. Every single day, blood work. I went into hardcore treatment because my infection had gotten so bad. They said it could turn into leukemia cancer. So I had began treatment just before like chemo, hardcore. So it took the life out of me. When I say it took the life out of me, it got to a point where I couldn't shower, I couldn't pick up a spoon, I couldn't sign a contract, I lost oxygen in my body. I put on like over 30 something kilos, couldn't walk, didn't recognize myself, couldn't speak. They would put me to sleep every night at 9 p.m. because I was in such heavy treatment that I wouldn't sleep. So I was awake for 24 hours every single day. So I'd be purposely put to sleep at night till the next morning so my brain can relax a bit. In the middle of it all, I'm running an empire.
Oh my God.
And nobody knows. I then ended up in like emergency surgery. So I started like obstructing, bleeding, and it just got worse and worse. They ended up calling my parents to fly in from overseas. At this point, I still haven't told them everything.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
So your parents had no idea?
They knew I was sick. I just didn't want to scare them, especially in the past, knowing we've had a brother that's passed away. So for me, I was like, I'll be fine. Like, I'll be fine. So I just kept sugarcoating it till it got to a point where my sister was driving up and down with the kids and 9 months pregnant. Like, I can see it's affecting everybody around me. From there, they said, okay, we did you treatment. Treatment's working. Very, very excited, very, very happy. And then they said, now we need to get you back to normal. How on earth am I going to get back to normal? I can't even walk. I can't pick up a spoon. So I lost all the nerves and sensation in my neck down because every day I was swelling. So basically my whole lymph nodes in my neck were infected, basically. That affected the bloods. And so I got put into rehab. So I did 3 months living in hospital in treatment. My 4th month, November, I was in rehab. So it was me and like all these really, really old people every single day. I would look around like I'm 32, like I should not be in here. And everyone's like 80, 90 doing like hip replacements and spinal surgery. And I'm sitting there like from treatment. I met like the most amazing people, and as always, like I would try and make fun. So we'd do like bingo night and like art therapy, and just I'd run amok in the ward. Yeah. Like everyone's meant to be like on this health journey, and Dialla calls like her parents, and we rock up with like Lebanese sweets and donuts, and they're like, what are you doing? Yeah. But I just had to make light of it all. But eventually I got out December and Jan, lived life. I ended up going back to work at the end of Jan, start of Feb this year. So I was away for 5 months from everyone and everything for work-wise. And then unfortunately around a month ago now, like almost 3.5, 4 weeks ago, I relapsed. So I got sick again and I got the same symptoms. So we went straight to the ER. It all happens really fast when it does happen, because like my fever skyrockets and I start bleeding, and it's really gross. And they straight away put me into treatment, and I said, oh, I literally can't do this again. Like I don't have the fight this time in me. The other one took the life out of me, literally. And so after 2 weeks, I nicked it in the butt, treatment work, but I said, I can't, like I don't have time for this every time, you know, like I get sick or like I catch a cold, like I'm always nervous. Like, is it going to come back?
Yeah.
And so I've like completely changed my lifestyle where like I go to the gym every week. Like I try work on my mental health, just because it's always in the back of my head. Like, what if you relapse again? What if you, and so I can't have that when you're trying to run an empire and 10 companies. So a really big thing that I learned about myself during all this process was I never realized how hard I've worked on my mental health. And you two are witness to it from like when I first met you 2 years ago to now. Whereas people would be like, how are you so positive? How are you laughing? How are you doing meetings? How are you landing deals? Nobody knew. My whole empire was running. I was still laughing. I was still showing up on Zoom. We were still hiring people. We were still landing deals. That's when I made the 40 under 40 list. I didn't get to go to my award ceremony. So they actually sent everything to the hospital ward. So I got celebrated there. And then I joined the Forbes Club as well, did my meeting, and then I had an oxygen tank. I used to have the nurses stand at the door as security when I was in meetings so no one can come in and hear like the contracts we're working on. And everyone that when I was in hospital that were near me, they used to hear me and they used to pull the curtain back and be like, what on earth are you doing?
Yeah.
Like you've got like oxygen tanks on and you're hooked up to all this stuff. And I'm like, this is what keeps me going because if I don't know where I'm going to end up and I can't have that. I need to keep going. And honestly, that's where like entrepreneurship really saved me because it gave me a purpose to keep fighting for something. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. Like, and that's what happened basically with my whole health journey. And now we're healthy, we've recovered and we're thriving and it's exciting, but I'm also very cautious that if something did happen, I know deep down that we've been there, done that, we've won, that everything will still keep going, basically.
Wow.
I mean, wow. What do we say to that?
Yeah.
Like we're just having this moment sink in, like, you know, health is a big factor to a lot of the things that we do. And I think what's incredible when I heard this story first time, and now this is even more real when you're saying it again, is that mindset. Like, you know, how did you keep that so high?
I looked crazy to the doctors. They would come in and they'd be like, do you understand? And then at one point they're like, does this girl need like mental health services? Do you need medication, sweetheart? Like you're not comprehending what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am. But once again, I've got trips. I'm going in Feb to Bali with my mentor. And then 24 hours before we flew to Bali, I was in hospital for it. So
Wow.
I was in hospital and they're like, well, we don't give you medical clearance to fly. And I go, I'm giving myself medical clearance. And then they're like, well, that's up to you. I signed off, went home, got my luggage. 6 hours later, I was on a plane to Bali. And it's a mental thing. If you're going to sit there and constantly be like, I'm sick and pity party, you're going to get worse. But if you say, I'm stronger, like I don't have time, let's go. Okay, cool, whatever it is, there's a solution. So like no matter, like worst comes to worst, if it ever did turn into cancer, we'll do treatment. We'll do something. Like let's find a solution because then I'm going to spiral, my companies are going to spiral and it goes deeper than that. It becomes my obligation. It becomes my community. It becomes my employees, their families, all because the head figure wants to spiral. I cannot. There's too much on me, too much responsibility, and it's just negative. So don't get me wrong, I do get days where it's like I feel sorry for myself, like I'm actually exhausted and I'm tired and I want to break. But this is why 2 to 3 times a week I go to like a wellness gym and I work on my mental health and I do breath work and ice baths and saunas and massages, because if I don't keep like my brain up there calm down, then everything else in my companies won't be.
Can't perform.
Yeah.
Was there's like what you shared, I'm still sort of taking it in right now. I'm like, I think it's an incredible story of resilience where you just was like, I'm not giving up no matter what.
Yeah.
And you were literally in a position where, you know, this could be cancerous, you know, this, like the fact that you didn't even tell your parents is crazy. Was there moments of fear in all of this?
Absolutely. There were times where I sat down and I'm like, what am I going to do? Like I need to call the lawyers. Like imagine tomorrow my fever spikes and I'm not here, or I go back into sepsis. And that's where it's like okay, I need to work on my family office. Like my mind just went to like a complete, and I did. I got out and it was 2 weeks out of hospital. So I went and signed up with my mentor, and I went to family office and I learned how to do it. And then I straight away contacted all the team, like the lawyers, accountants, and got everything set up.
Yep.
So I know that if something was to happen, God forbid, like everything's set. But I definitely was scared. And to be totally honest with you, I did cry here and there. Like I'm human, I'm not a robot, but I still had to let myself be bigger than my fears. But I think the biggest breakdown I had was when I saw my parents after they came back. I just broke down like a baby. And my mom's like, well, we could have come early. And I'm like, I really did not want you to see me. Like I looked completely different, not like what I look now. And I'm glad I went through it, because now it's become my story. I don't think a lot of people could handle it. But once again, I've done a lot of mental health work to be able to go through something like this and come out. And if it wasn't for the work that I do with my coach and my mentor and people like you around me, I wouldn't be able to fight stuff like this and still look normal and laugh and party. But there's no time for it. Like we all have such big things we want to do. Like I know for myself, I want to be on like a super yacht in the Caribbean, under the sun. Like I don't want to be sitting here thinking about relapsing. Like there's no need.
That's incredible. I think, you really show the power of the mind and how incredible it is to think that, we can be successful in business, but our health at core is what is so important as well, that often, 100%. We might put it to the wayside. We certainly do, the best of times about exercising, eating healthy and all that. But you obviously have been through something, and now you're prioritizing the fact that, you do need to go to the gym, you do need to eat healthy and like
put boundaries where you need to. That's a really big thing that I learned as well, is saying no, because I'm a bit of a people pleaser. Like I try say yes to everyone, even if it's at my expense, where it's like now, no, I've been through hell. I've hit rock bottom. I went back up. And I can't let myself get there again. So it doesn't matter who it is. It's not saying like you don't care or you don't love. You do more than ever. But then as well, at what point, like when you're in the ground, like you really need to focus on you, do things that make you happy. And I promise you, or whoever's listening, like if you work on yourself and you're truly happy, it just bounces off to other people. Your positivity, like my team at work the other day came and looked at me and said, we've never met anyone more positive than you. And I said, what do you mean? They're like, they're like,
we absolutely agree.
They go, you walk in, good morning. Or like I would hit my leg on the table, and instead of like yelling or swearing, I'm like, how lucky are we that we've got a big ass table and I've hit my leg on it? How lucky are we? And I just keep walking and I'm like limping. But it's all about reframing, and I've tried to manipulate my mind, just like when it came to like modular sanctuaries and King of Pools. Like I was with the Delulu, like, no, we're going to do it. Like I'm not settling. Yeah.
I mean, a story just came back into my mind when you were talking about hitting your leg.
Oh my God.
It was one of our trips that we went on together, where it was like probably the funnest thing that happened that night, where, you hit your leg on a bath.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
And then we were all like,
should we tell them?
Yeah, we should. We should tell that story.
I still have the footage.
Yeah.
That was like a murder scene. So last year, Victor and Julia and I were in Bali together, and we were at an after party, and everyone's drinking, having fun. And then I leave the party and I go home to shower. Nothing literally happened. I bent over the bathtub to pick up the shampoo. Now, I didn't know, but so the bathtub, we're talking about Bali here, so it's made out of stone. But there was a massive crack in the bathtub, which I didn't know, obviously. And my foot just hit the tub. It didn't just hit the tub. It sliced my 3 toes on my right foot. It became like a murder scene. It was like 2 a.m. The whole hotel bloody woke up at this point. But do you want one tear? There wasn't. We were just laughing. We were like, what is going on? And that just shows when you put 100 entrepreneurs who work on their mental health in a room and there's a bloodbath, they're still laughing and trying to find a solution. I ended up getting like some village doctor that came the next day and he's like, you need stitches. It's a bit late now. So we're going to wrap you up. And then I had to catch a flight home 2 days later. I literally landed from the airport and my parents looked at me. They're like, hi. And I'm like, take me to the ER. And we get to the ER and they're like, you need like a tetanus shot. Oh, God. So I got like my shots done and they gave me like antibiotics. And then I got similar to stitches. It was like staples type of things. And then I just had to go every day and change the dressing. And it was interesting because it was the best but the worst day of my life and week. Because within that hour I came out of hospital, my dog passed away.
Oh.
Yes. So my mum, while I was getting my needle done, goes, Peekaboo's not well. And I go, well, we know he's got like cancer and pancreatitis and heart murmur. Like, Mum, I know this. Like, he's nearly 14, he's 13. She's like, no, he's like really not well. I get home. It's not even funny, but now I just think about it. I have like my health tags on from the hospital. My foot's all stitched and wrapped up. I'm like limping and I look at him and he can't even walk to me. Like he's limping. Like Mum's like, this is the first time he's gotten up in like 2 days. So he's using all his energy to come to me and I knew like he's passing away in the next hour. So I'm already loopy from like the hospital. I've caught this long flight from Bali. And I had to call like my sister, my immediate cousins, and we straight away went to vet and that's where Peekaboo passed away. So that week being in Bali working on my mental health was a really, really big thing, and spending the week with you two was incredible because I came home to like the end of the world. Like my legacy, the reason why I do all that I do is like, how do I even explain this? I ended up not going to work for a month.
Wow. Yeah.
I was like mourning. I'm like, I literally can't do it. People would come in and they're all happy and chappy for their dog and mine just passed away. I couldn't do it. And everyone knew him. So he became like this little superstar online. So people would send flowers and gifts and like molds and photos and drawings. And I'm just sitting there bawling my eyes. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I was like spiraling. But then I said to myself, you've done so much work. Now it's going to be even a bigger reason to scale it. And we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, far out, like the roller coaster rides that you've been on.
My life's a bit dramatic,
like,
you reckon?
No, I don't think it is.
Just a little bit. It's always so extra. It
like,
kills me.
There's so much to it where, you know, the life of an entrepreneur and the ups and downs that you go through in life. And it's like, it is that thing where I mean, working on the mental health is really important. Getting the coaching and the mentorship is so important because if people go through this and they stay down there and they choose to stay down there, then it's really hard to get back up as well.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that even though, you know, you had, you know, a foot injury and, you know, even when we're talking about your current scenario is that your mental health is still high, but you're also connected with people and people that actually cares. I think that's an incredible thing because everyone's brought into your energy, no matter if it's the ups or the downs. Is that your energy is infectious.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We always look out for you because we're like, we miss you know, your bubbly personality and your positive energy and, you know, the smile that you always bring into the room. But, you know, it's just incredible to hear the stories that you've shared, you know, the highs and the lows of it all. I know our listeners will be curious and so am I. And but during all of this challenge that you've experienced, you know, obviously going back to last year with the foot, obviously grieving for your dog, and then later last year as well with your health, the businesses are still operating.
Yes.
Like that is incredibly, insane for a lot of people, because most people think,
It is.
like
Absolutely.
if you're unwell, the business stops. But how did you ensure that the business still operates whilst you're going through personal challenges?
Yeah, definitely. So the biggest thing for me, and I'm so blessed, I have the most incredible team members. My team they're like my family. I trust them so much. Whereas if I'm not at work for 5 months, they're holding down the fort. They care for it like it's their own company, and that's really rare to find. And that's why I love to treat my team members as best as I can, because I know their loyalty and how they are when I'm not there. So a big example is for like if I'm in hospital, they used to come and visit me, not just visits. They used to come and be like, let us work here. Like we'll keep you company. Or like they don't start work till a few more hours. They wake up extra early and be like, good luck at your podcast today. So we definitely have that relationship where I make sure having a strong, good team is what made everything else run smoothly. Additionally, having processes and systems, having dashboards, being able to have that peace of mind, like from a hospital bed or whether we're in Bali or America or wherever we're traveling to, because we often travel for work, the three of us, and it's always having it on my hand. Like I'm able to check in, like what sold the most, what didn't sell the most, what company needs me there, what's happening there, having that communication. And like I said, it's my team members, and like bless my PA. She's like my second brain. She works out my calendar. She does my personal, my professional. And for a really long time, I'm like, I had like imposter syndrome. Like, who are you to have an assistant? Like you're more than capable picking up the phone and replying to an email. But like we were talking about before we started recording, like time is everything. And time for me is more valuable than money. So having the time in order to relax in hospital, knowing the companies are working. Don't get me wrong, there were ups and downs, there were little tweaks, but it becomes growth. It's like, okay, now we're back, we know what we need to fix, and we do. And there's SOPs in play, and I'm always contactable, and there's a playbook. So a really big tip that I would give you guys or the listeners is have a playbook, like a personal one. Like Victor wants things one way, you would want things another way, I want things one way. And a really big thing in my company is always remember our values, which is real, which is respect, excellence, accountability, and loyalty. We do it with ourselves within my whole 10 companies, my whole empire, whether we're doing partnerships, deals, that's what we are and what we strive for. And then lastly, have a playbook on what you want. So making sure people come to you with a solution. If people are going to come, we're just constantly like, this is a problem and that's a problem and I'm going to be so overwhelmed. We're talking about 10 companies. Like my mind would explode. So would theirs, and it wouldn't run. It wouldn't function. But having a playbook like, okay, this is a problem. This is what I tried to do. This is what I need from you. And this is my solution. And then you either approve, you don't, you tweak, you work together. And that's how they ran. That's how I run them. So I don't micromanage. I tell them, as long as you meet your KPIs, you're doing your job well, do whatever you need to do. Have fun. My work, when you walk in, it's like a club. Like we're blasting the music. We're buying concert tickets. There's dogs everywhere. Like it's not your typical workplace where it's like really serious. Like I have a treadmill for my employees. They can go on whenever they want to exercise if they need to. We sit in my office on beanbags on the floor, on the couch, and we work. I just try and make it a space where they enjoy coming to work, not I have to go to work on Monday, Tuesday.
Wow. Can I come work with you?
Absolutely.
I'll be in your office on a beanbag.
Absolutely.
Yes, we'll hang out on the beanbag.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Pat some dogs as well.
Oh, well, yes. That would be great.
Hey, we're almost coming to time, but I know before we started recording, you did reveal to us one of the many companies that you own, you are having a brand new business kicking off very, very soon.
Yes.
Completely different industry again from what we've discussed. Can you give a sneak peek to our listeners on what it is?
Yes. So we've got launching in the next couple of weeks our new company called Threaded Moments, which is a printing and embroidery company. So we launch little collections every few months. So the first collection is, and this is a secret for you all because no one has seen it yet, but the first one is like the Entrepreneur Boss collection. So the woman is becoming her and the man is self-made. So that when you're wearing it with intention, and it's a reminder. And I've even got little tattoo on my arm here, her. So it's exciting and it's coming out really soon. We've got our photo shoot in a fortnight's time, and then it's live.
Oh my God. Do you need some models? We will.
Absolutely. Let's go. Love it. With you two, we're going viral.
Absolutely. Oh my God. We will be there with bells on supporting you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
That sounds amazing. I just love, your energy, your smile, your stories, and the growth that you've had. Obviously we've known each other for 2 years. Has been incredible to see how much you've grown.
Likewise.
It's just absolutely amazing.
Fun fact to our listeners, you two were the first people that I ever met when I wanted to do entrepreneurship.
Oh my God.
Do you remember? So I literally started from the bottom and now we're here.
Now we're here.
Yes, I do. I really do remember because I was pregnant at the time.
So was my younger sister.
Yes.
You two were waddling with your bellies and Victor's in the corner and I'm standing in the corner like, can't relate, but go you. And being a mum to two and dad and running the empire that you two run, and it's just so inspiring, and I love watching your story and being on this crazy, wild, chaotic, fun journey with you two is an honour.
Thank you.
I mean, we just hope that there's going to be more fun in the future with each other.
Definitely with
It's
us three around.
just
Absolutely.
Continue that on, and like you've been inspiring, honestly, and I think our listeners will be very, very inspired by your story. And it's like what I got out of this is far out. You done what you've done with everything that was happening to you. It's like, man, there's no excuses in this world.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
No excuses.
There's no excuses to really go out there and get what you want, and do that thing. So it's incredible inspiration.
So final parting words from you, Dialla, to our listeners. If someone wanted to start a business tomorrow, product-based, how should they go about it?
I say definitely find the solution. You need to find a problem and then find a solution. Once you find a solution, it'll be so easy to market, easy to sell, and you need to really believe in it. Take that as a big tip. Like, I've never sold something I don't believe in or would use myself, whether it's from King of Paws to Threaded Moments to anything. Make it personal so that when you're actually selling it, it comes with courage and conviction. Like you wholeheartedly believe in it. And if you believe in it and you prove it and you're solving a problem, others would too. And the biggest thing is get yourself a coach and a mentor and surround yourself with incredible people like you two, people that lift you up and support you, because if you don't, it becomes really lonely. Because to say entrepreneurship, it's easy to throw that word around, but like everyone has heard, there's ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, but that's what makes the highs so amazing, is because we do get lows, but those bloody highs are high and they're not normal and they're worth it. So definitely get advice from people, and people that are doing it, mimic them. If you see something that you want, ask them. Don't have your ego in the way. Be like, what are you doing? Like, can you teach me? I'm still learning as I go. There's so many people that I look up to and I'm like, how? Like, show me your way. Like, I want to do that too. It's not about saying, well, I'm not asking them. It's an ego thing. Well, then you're going to stay in the same place. So just be open to it and have fun. Have fun.
I love that. Thanks so much, Dialla. Absolutely in awe of your success, and we can't wait to see where your next business venture goes. We'll be there with bells on for the new clothing
Thank
brand.
you both so much.
We might have to do a part 2 and invite you back just because I feel like you add another 10 business.
I mean, we haven't even talked about the other 7
Yeah,
yet.
exactly.
I think we're okay for now. We're just growing the PE firm for now. But anytime, name a day, a time and a place. And for you two, I'm there.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you both so much. It's been amazing.
Incredible.